Hey, what's going on, Who That Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. Thank you so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints, and we're here to break down the Saints' first preseason game, week number one. Unfortunately, the Saints don't get the job done. They lose to the Houston Texans by a score of 17-13. But nevertheless, there's still some positive things that happen in this game. There's some things that weren't so good, but my final thoughts, well, I won't say final thoughts, but my opening thoughts rather. I just have to say, man, you gotta finish games. The New Orleans Saints look really good defensively. They picked the worst time to put forth their worst effort defensively. But I mean, I wasn't expecting lights out defense. I mean, most of the time, the guys that's playing towards the end of the fourth quarter in preseason, most likely are probably going to be bagging your groceries, teaching you how to work on your tricep or your bicep area at your local, your local 24-hour fitness or LA Fitness. But I mean, that was bad, man. That was bad. I mean, they drove 90 yards down the field in about a minute and a half, and I mean, you talk about there's a fine line between a hero and a GOAT. Brian Allen, who just got on the team earlier this week, caught an interception, right? I mean, he pinpointed the ball, came down with it, and on two plays, he was victimized. He was victimized on the 45-yard play, which he had man coverage all the way down the field, but for some apparent reason, he thought he had safety help. And then there was another play where he missed the tackle, and the guy gained about 15 more yards. I mean, that was just a bad look. But speaking of bad looks, Ian Book, I seen enough. I think that Ian Book, I think he needs to be gone, man. I know people were saying, like, what if the Saints need to hide him? Ain't nobody looking for Ian Book. Ian Book is not very good. He's erratic in his throws. He overthrows guys. Like, how are you 6 feet tall and you overthrowing 6'4" Jawan Johnson and 6'5" and 6'5" wide receivers? I mean, I don't understand. You overthrowing tight ends. It just seemed like to me like the dude is not accurate. When you're that short, you know, you're not the tallest guy in the National Football League. You got to rely on your footwork, your timing, and your passing. Like towards the end of the game, he started to kind of settle down a little bit, took what the defense gave him some, you know, gave some better throws, but he ain't good enough for me for the Saints to carry him on the roster. I think that the Saints need to go ahead and carry two quarterbacks. Look, I said it on the last episode. You already got yourself a third quarterback if you want to be technical with Taysom Hill being out there. Taysom Hill is better than Ian Book. I mean, I give him that. But, you know, Ian Book, to me, I don't think he deserves to be on the Saints roster. I think you can probably find another spot, maybe another defensive back or another wide receiver you can carry or something, but that ain't it, bro. That is not it. The running back position, Devon Zigbo looked terrible. Very, very indecisive. Like would just fall into the hole. He only had maybe like one run where he, you know, put his foot into the ground and he got a couple of yards. I think that Abram Smith looked better than him, but you know that was all scratched off by that fumble, Abram Smith. But if I'm picking out of the two, who I feel like had the better performance, well, who had the better performance was Dwayne Washington. But out of the two, out of Devon Zigbo and Abram Smith, I'm going with Abram Smith. Abram Smith, he looked pretty good, man. He averaged about 4.8 yards a carry in the game. It just was that fumble. The Saints defensively, they played really, really good. It was just these turnovers, man, offensively, man. All the turnovers that they had in the game, the fumble by Ian Book, the interception by Ian Book, the fumble by Abram Smith. I mean, it just basically put the Houston Texans in good field position, you know, for them to be able to capitalize on it. And if you're offense, man, you got to be able to take care of the football. And that was just some sloppy football being played by the offense. But there was some good spots. Chase Hansen had a really good game. He was solid, man. I mean, he was all over the field. He had 6 tackles. He had a pass deflection and he had an interception. So I think that he definitely made his case to be a part of the linebacker rotation for the New Orleans Saints. So that's why I say, man, you know, I know a lot of these guys aren't household names, but give these guys the opportunity to show themselves and they'll do their thing. I mean, but you got to be able to get the job done. They picked the worst time to put forth their best defensive performance. I think that some of the guys on the defensive line start to get a little bit tired. I seen some guys with hands on hips. I seen some guys half-assing it out there. You can't do that. Trevor Penning, he's raw, man. He needs some work. He was out there. He was giving up some. He was giving up some plays, man. I know he was frustrated and stuff like that, and I know he's going to get better, but wasn't a really good showing. Wasn't a really solid showing by him. He had his fair share of snaps in his game, and I think it's just a matter of time before he gets better. But this wasn't his better performance. Paulson Adebo really played well. I mean, he was out there locking guys up. Really, what I'm saying, like going to the football. Really good pursuit. He really just kind of showed himself in this game. And the first team, Andy Dalton, Dwayne Washington, the guys that was out there, Andy Dalton looked solid. He looked crisp out there. So that's exactly what you want in a guy that's going to be your backup quarterback. But that's my opening thoughts for the game. It's unfortunate the Saints didn't get the job done. But like I said on the last show, I'm not concerned about wins or losses in preseason. I'm mostly concerned about execution. And the execution at the end of the game was terrible. But the beginning of the game, I mean, the Saints, the execution of the offense was very, very good. I think we already knew the defense was going to be pretty good. That wasn't a surprise, but the offense executing the way that they did, that was a plus. Let's see. Old school, he was on the Saints for 1 year. He posed to know the playbook. I don't know who we talking about here. Yep, our running backs mid as hell. I don't know, man. I mean, Divine Zigbo, I don't know what that was, man. I don't know what he was doing out there. I mean, it's just like he was just like falling through the hole. Abram Smith, like I said, I feel like he played a little bit better. It's just that fumble kind of was, that was a big deal. The Saints would have punched in a field goal, punched it in for a touchdown, then we probably wouldn't even be having this conversation. Probably the game would have been pretty much over. But that fumble was huge. So yeah, I mean, to me, out of the three, out of the four, Dwayne Washington played better out of all of them. Tony Jones Jr., I mean, he missed the preseason. He just, for some apparent reason, always step up in preseason. But Dwayne Washington played really well. Tony Jones Jr. had some really good runs. Abram Smith had some good runs. Devon Zigbo, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they cut him next week. I mean, he didn't look very good to me. I don't blame Book for fumbles because it was a bad snap and it got kicked away. Nah, I mean, look, he should have had at least a touchdown. Traquan Smith definitely dropped that touchdown in the back of the end zone. So his stat line should have been one touchdown, at least one interception and a fumble. But he settled down towards the end. He settled down towards the end of the of the game, but I mean, that still don't negate the fact he looked terrible. I mean, he had a couple opportunities where he could have convert, on third down, and he was overshotting guys. I mean, like, how are you 6 feet tall and you overthrowing a guy that's 6'4" and 6'5"? Like, I mean, what, Dixon is like 6'5", right? You overthrowing him. Juwan Johnson, 6'4", you overthrowing him. Like, it was not a good showing for him, man. He did not look good, and it would not surprise me if he don't make the team. I'm talking about KJ Costanzo, not Book. I don't think there's no surprise KJ Costello, KJ Costello didn't play. I mean, he just got signed early in the week. But I'm pretty sure he's probably gonna play next game. Ian Book cleaned it up in the second half, but it still, to me, wasn't good enough. Abram Smith and Dwayne Washington did okay. Yeah, I agree. Chase Hansen was balling out there. Yeah, Chase Hansen had a really good game. I know it's preseason, but Trevor Penning didn't do well against backups. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he didn't look too good. I mean, James Hurst won this round. He could not handle the snap. Hardcore Jared Poor. Hansen balled out. Yeah, I mean, clearly Chase Hansen was the player of the game. Chemotherapy. Josh, yes, he just holds the ball too long. Oh, if we talking about Ian Book, nah, man. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I watched Ian Book in preseason last year, and I looked at him this year, and it's not too much different. And some of the same things I seen in that Miami Dolphin game, even though you know he was a rookie and you had a bunch of backups in that game, I'm pretty much seeing the same thing. Like, dude, not very good. Like, he's not very good. I'm sorry. He's not good enough to be on a Saints roster. Like, he's not good enough to have a you know what I'm saying a backup spot to me. Like, if you have a choice of cutting Ian Book and getting that roster spot for another position, I'm cutting Ian Book. Like, the dude is, to me, is pointless of being on a team. Like, he's not even the third best quarterback on a team. Like, if I had a choice right now, like, you know, let's just say, for example, if Taysom Hill couldn't do any of these things, Ian Book wouldn't even be on the team, in my opinion. You know, I mean, Taysom Hill is a better quarterback than he is. So my thing about it is, I mean, a dude don't deserve a roster spot. Anybody that feels that way, I'm sorry, I can't agree with you on that one. You can find somebody else. Hey, TJ, Ian Book needs to go. uh, he is Ishwater. Ian Book is not the answer. Ian Book is not no quarterback. We need to cut him. Well, he a quarterback. He just not a very good one. I saw a good block earlier in the game. If we see if you can only think of one that's staying out, that's not really a good thing. I guess we probably talking about Trevor Penning though. Our starting defense and offense both look really good. Yeah, it looked pretty good to me. I'm not mad the Saints lost. Yeah, me neither, man. It's preseason. Who cares? Trevor Penning got beat on that stutter step move. Yeah, man, he was pretty mad at himself, but I mean, he kind of settled down at the end. But man, he raw, man. He definitely don't need to be starting right now. You know, you put James Hurts out there right now. It's been a minute, y'all. Who that kings and queens? What's going on, Slim South? Thank you for being here, man. Appreciate it. It's just the preseason. Everything is going to be sloppy. Yeah, man. I mean, look, around the third and fourth quarter, who cares? Once again, man, most of those guys are going to be end up working as personal trainers or having civilian jobs in a couple weeks. Like, who cares? Like, really? Like, you know, it's no surprise. Like, these guys was busted. Like, they had busted coverage and guys was getting open and stuff. It didn't surprise me. Not at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of those guys just got on the team and they're not very good. Most of those guys going to end up probably being special teams players at the end of the day. And then, like I said, with Brian Allen, I mean, he just got on the team. And all he probably know how to do is do man coverage. It's preseason, folks. Just be happy Saints football is back. Exactly. It's just preseason. There's going to be a lot of mistakes. I'd rather have these mistakes now than have them in the season. If this was week 1 versus the Falcons or something like that, imagine how frustrated you'll be right now. Traquan dropped the touchdown and Smith fumbled. Yeah, I mean, yeah, 2 goal line situations that didn't end up in touchdowns. Yeah, that's crucial. That number 75 was giving boys the biz. That's a big old, yeah. What Smith fumbled? Yeah, Abram Smith fumbled. Time for Ian to take a seat. Yeah, it's about that time, man. Without wide receiver there, Traquan pass troubles, and tonight drop. He gone. I mean, he was in there pretty late. And I noticed that Callaway was like sitting down. Did Deontay Hardy play at all? Did he play at all in this game? I don't even remember Deontay out there. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I was like talking to my wife for a little while after she got off work. I don't remember Deontay. Do y'all remember Deontay Hardy in the game at all? I thought Traquan didn't drop catches. I said he didn't drop them often, but here's the thing, man. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. After we had this conversation, I ain't go to sleep till like 4:30 in the morning because I wanted to make sure I saw what y'all were seeing. I watched at least about 5 games where you know what I'm saying, like a Traquan Smith, like footage and stuff like that, like 5 football games, 5 like games where I just fed forward the offense. I didn't see him drop passes. I didn't. I didn't see like it's just ironic that we had this conversation and he dropped a pass tonight. But I'm telling you, like after that, when people was talking to me, I was like, man, let me see what people are talking about. I watched quite a few games. I didn't see him drop any passes. I didn't see him drop like any passes at all. Like I seen like where a pass was like overthrown. Didn't look like he was going to catch the pass. Because I wanted to make sure I wasn't tripping. But it's ironic that we had this conversation and then all of a sudden he drops the pass. But I still stand by what I said. I'm sorry. I ain't say he never dropped passes. Everybody dropped passes. Okay. What I'm saying, like I'm saying I don't see him drop passes off. And I still stand by that. I still stand by it. I'm sorry. Let's see. Jerry, Andy Dalton talking right now on the Postgame live. Me too, Jules. He got screwed in Tampa. Andy was solid. Yeah, Andy really looked good. Facts, I didn't see any progress from last season and now from Book. Ian Book is XFL talent. I agree with that. Dwayne was toting the mail, but I like to see it with the second and third O-line. Other than that, Hanson and Dwayne stood out. I ain't gonna lie, man. Dwayne was out there with the first string offensive line. He was out there. That was the same starting line right there. And, you know, for the exception of Ramczyk, everybody that started the game was the starting offensive line for the Saints. If the season was to start today, and he looked good. So maybe, I mean, Dwayne Washington has never been bad. Like every time, like he's gotten opportunities, he's taken advantage of them and played pretty doggone well. So, see, TJ, it's time to close the book. His chapter is over. Yeah, it's over with. Daniel Sorensen is trash. I see why Kansas City let him go. Yeah, Hardcore Holly got to go, man. Did Peyton Turner play? Yeah, he was out there. And I seen him quitting on some plays too. I'm just being honest. Yeah, one play, it looked so bad. I guess, you know what I'm saying, both they had two guys that was like blocking him. But I'm like, this dude jumped into the guys like it was a mosh pit or something. I'm like, man, that's going to be bad seeing that on tape. A case could be made that Ian Book is the worst third quarterback in Saints history. Yeah, he not good, man. he not good. I'm sorry. That ain't it, bro. What they say, he not him. He is not, that ain't it, bro. Jerry, don't be relaxed. It's just preseason. Yeah, Jerry want him to win every game. Yo, Dalton looking good, though. Yeah, Dalton did look good. Book is trash. Preseason is for evaluation. Yeah, man. I mean, you know what you got on the team. I rather know now than go into the season and wonder what we got. I'm used to winning. Saints don't really win a lot of preseason games, Jerry. They don't. They don't win a lot of preseason games. To be honest with you, they might go 2-2, 1 and, you know what I'm saying, during the time when they had 4 games, 1-3. They don't win a lot of preseason games. Until the last drive, I was very happy with our defense. Yeah, I mean, the defense played pretty good to the end. I mean, Joey Harrington was better than Ian Book. Well, that's not saying much, you know. That's like saying, I don't know. That's like saying Scott Mitchell is better than, I don't know, Brian Greasy. That's not really saying much, you know. Y'all know me. I hate losing. Chase Hansen played well. Chase Hansen was the player of the game to me. Who were those DBs on that last drop, man? Your local personal trainer's coming soon. Trevor Penny needs to calm down. Love that diving interception. Yeah, man. Evans, that was a good interception right there. He probably made his case, but I mean, he played pretty good anyway. He's a sound tackler, has good instincts, and that's what you need. So I'm pretty sure he probably gonna end up like being a special teams guy, but he probably gonna be a part of the rotation. Traquan can go get cut with Ian Book. No, he didn't. It's about time to close the book on Ian. I don't think so. Dixon looked good. Yeah, Dixon did look good. You know, he had one play to me, I think it stood out, it was a play where Ian Book was rolling to his right, and he threw the ball, and I seen him kind of go back to the ball. You don't really see a lot of rookies do that. You know, a lot of rookies kind of just stay there and wait for the ball to come to them instead of attacking the ball. So that was good. That was good. You know, he took advantage of that. And also Quan Baker took advantage of some of his opportunities. I saw 11-1 play. Yeah, Hardy play. I mean, like I said, I was at the time I was talking to my wife. I seen the opening drive. That was really good. Like that boy Andy Dalton was willing and dealing, but you know, I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey, this is gonna sound crazy as I don't know what, but wouldn't it be ironic, like, if the Saints get a phone call from the Cleveland Browns and be like, they trying to make a trade for Andy Dalton? Wouldn't that be something? Like, wouldn't that be something if the Cleveland Browns call the Saints to try to acquire Andy Dalton? That would be something, wouldn't it? I didn't see him play. Hardy was dressed, but I didn't see him play. I didn't see him play. When Nick Foles won a Super Bowl as a backup quarterback with a Philadelphia Eagles vanilla, Deontay lined up in the slot like twice, but didn't get anything thrown his way. Yeah, Chris Olave really didn't get anything thrown his way either. He only got like one catch for like 4 yards. And whoever 39 and 37, man, they got to go. They just got here, man. Like I said, those guys were out there for depth. You know, like, man, this is what you get guys like this for. You know, you sign them to like end up on a team, you know, so you can kind of save your opening guys, you know, I mean, your starting guys, the middle of the pack guys. You know, you put these guys in the game late. So, you know, when those guys are really out there desperate and flying around the field and trying to do everything they can to make a team, including kill somebody, these guys will be out there. I mean, I hate to say it, you know, but they kind of just lambs to the slaughter, you know, when you out there. Let's see. Sean Patton should have taken his draft choice quarterback Ian Book with him. Field trash. Hansen must have been the only linebacker on the field. Yeah, that man was flying around. But Chase Hansen, I ain't gonna lie to you, Chase Hansen has always, like, you know, shown up and did some things. I think he just been dealing with injuries. That's his problem, though. You know, and if he can stay healthy, man, if he stays healthy, man, we might got something there. We might have something. Not 37 had an interception. Hey, he had an interception, boy. Like they have that old saying, it's a fine line between being a hero and a GOAT. And he went from being a hero to an absolute GOAT. And in one fell swoop. But that's how a cornerback is, man. That's a prime example of the emotions of how a cornerback can give you. They can make a play and make you feel so good, and then turn around and do something else that just be like, ugh. Make the Rick Ross sound. Ugh. I want to see what DeMarco Jackson can do. Well, you have to wait the next season. He on IR. Cut Caden Ellis. I don't see it. When Caden Ellis is out there, he does some things, man. He makes some plays. He just has some injury. He just got some injury problem. You can say you can put him in that injury prone category because he's going into the fourth season. He's been in our lineup. So too bad we can't see Smoke Monday play. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Now I understand why Sean kept Washington. Yeah, I mean, he pretty good. Do you feel if Book had the first team O-line and wide receivers, he could have did good? Nope. Because here's the thing. It wasn't about the offensive line. It was, man, the offensive line was all right. You know what I'm saying? Like blocking for him. They wasn't like, it wasn't like he was running for his life out there. He had time to throw the football. The dude is just inaccurate, man. Like, this dude, like, had wide open receivers and he was just overthrowing these guys. I'm talking about, man, too much mustard on a hot dog. I don't think it's a first string offensive line thing. I don't think he could have did what Andy Dalton did. If Ian Book would have came out here and started this game with the same offensive line that Andy Dalton had, I don't think that he going 5 for 5. And I don't think the Saints would have been as crisp offensively as they was matriculating the ball down the field. The dude, like, is not accurate. I mean, he got happy feet. I don't, it's like he get excited. Like when you see somebody wide open, he just want to make the play so bad and he just get too excited and just, I don't think you can't. Oh, First string offensive line ain't saving that. When Nick Foles is the backup quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles and won a Super Bowl, then he left the team. Since then, he hasn't done nothing. Give Ian Book a chance. Man, Ian Book ain't it, bro. I'm sorry. He ain't it. Give him a chance to do what? What are we actually giving him a chance for? What do we give him a chance for? Dude's not better than Jameis. He's not better than Andy Dalton. And like I said, if I had a choice between him and Taysom Hill, I'm rolling with Taysom. He is not very good. I'm sorry, man. Like, if I can understand, if you're a second-year guy and you're not making all the throws, but the dude has the same issues last year that I seen him having out here right now. He is not it. He ain't it. Like, if I gotta see something. Yeah, late in the game, he kind of settled down and stuff like that. But man, he ain't it. He ain't it, bro. Like, he is not worth having an extra roster spot just to carry him. He's not. He not. If he was out there like showing, like doing something that was like promising, and maybe I seen something that you feel like I can salvage and be like, okay, man, maybe we can bottle this up, maybe get some draft capital for that. You basically just carrying Ian Book on this team because you like Ian Book. Seriously, you're just carrying him on the team because you like him. I mean, he benefits nothing. Like, if the Saints are counting on Ian Book to lead them anywhere this season, the Saints aren't making the playoffs. I don't care what they got on this team. I don't care if they got a good defense. I don't care what they have. This dude cannot lead this team and win game. You cannot win games with this dude. And that's what it's all about. Okay, if you're going to be a backup, a team has to believe that they can actually win some games with you if your number is called. I don't feel like the Saints can win some games with him. I feel like they will lose more games because of him than win more games because of him. And if that's the case, then we need to go in a different direction. I'm sorry, man. This isn't a popularity contest. This isn't American Idol. This isn't America's Got Talent where we vote for the guy and we just root for the guy because we like his spirit and we think he got grit, and we start watching what they did in college and we think it's just the best thing smoking. Dude ain't it. Dude is not it, man. You put people on a team and you put these guys on the practice squad because if their number is called is number one, you feel like you can develop them into being something. Or they end up like, you end up having an embarrassment of riches at a certain position and you don't want to lose this guy just in case. I don't know. You might not have enough money to pay a guy that's in your starting rotation, and maybe you can go out there and grab the guy from the practice squad. But Ian Book is not worth the Saints hiding him out on the practice squad or even having him on the team as part of the starting rotation. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, folks. Lots of good things seen today. O-line backups. I've seen a couple O-line backups. They look pretty good. Like Martin, the center, he looked pretty good. Man, he had a couple guys out there. Greenwich looked pretty good as well. But yeah, let's just hope that our offensive line issues are not like how they were last year. Alfred, thank you very much for 199. Say I just left the game. Ian Book is horrible. Tell us something we don't know. Oh yeah, Tay-No, thank you very much for the 199. Also, by the way, I want to mention that. I still think we should trade for a linebacker. Davis can't do it all. Well, I don't know, man. After what I seen tonight, man, I think the linebacker position we got some guys that can do some tackling, man. So let's see what we got, man. Let's see what we got. I understand, like, we like names and we feel comfortable with guys that we feel like been there and made some plays. But I don't know, man. Every now and then, you might end up finding some guy that's a linebacker that you end up having on the team, and they might end up being a fan favorite. Once upon a time, we didn't know Scott Vegeta. Once upon a time, we didn't know who Scott Chandler was. Once upon a time, most of us didn't know who Craig Robinson was, right? But those guys ended up being like really serviceable linebackers for the New Orleans Saints and pretty much fan favorites. So I think that when you look at guys that give you production and you see guys like Chase Hansen flying around the field, it gives you some promise, man. It gives you some guys like, okay, maybe we can do something with some of these younger guys. So let's give him a chance, man. Let's give him a chance. I know these guys don't have the name and the cachets of guys like a Roquan Smith, like we talked about, or some of these other linebackers out there we probably can get if we aggressive enough. But let's give him a chance, man. From a hero to a zero GOAT. I hadn't heard that. Yeah, man. He definitely went that. What they said they had that book is the best of times, it was the worst of times. That was the true definition of Brian Allen tonight. Man, I was praying for Taysom tonight. Yeah, thank you for the 199. Yeah, Taysom didn't even dress, which he shouldn't have to. We know what Taysom can do. Did you hear a proposed trade for Traquan Smith to the Cowboys? No, I didn't hear that. We got 2 proofs of purchase, 2 packs of bubble gum, it's a pack of 9 liters and a Chico stick. what we getting for? I don't think that's out. Look, I don't know. Keep pounding. So it's Roscoe Dash. What we talking about? Preseason? Like, man, say that for week 1. What about the snap fumble? Yeah, that wasn't very good. You honestly can't cut Book until the final cuts. Who else is quarterback 3 material? Can't cut him until the other teams cut their quarterback 3 through 5s. Well, whenever that day comes, all right? Whenever that day comes, his name needs to be on that list. With that, what they say, when I hear my name, and what that gospel song say? When I hear my name, you ain't gotta call me by my name. Ain't that what the preacher say? You ain't gotta call me by my name. Well, you need to call his name, okay? Need to call his name. When the name of the team, it's time to cut, his name need to be on that list. Whenever that day comes, let him get enough tape out there. You know what I'm saying? For some of these other teams can see. Let them get enough tape out there so the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, The Rock, can see it for the XFL or the USFL. Let him get enough tape as he possibly can, okay? And so he can go out there and find himself a job. I'm not, for a guy losing his job, but I want him to find another job. North South Carolina stand up. Trade for Sam Donald. Who we trade for Sam Donald? For what? What we trading him for? What we trading for Sam Donald for? What we trading him for? A Big Mac, no pickle? You know what I'm saying? What a bacon, egg, and cheese McGriddle? What we trading him for? We trading for some hash browns, maybe? Because I know you ain't talking about no actual draft capital for no Sam Donald. Y'all don't even want him. So why would anybody else want him? They look just like Miami. Jerry Fax, Saints are going to keep Book just for the preseason. Sound good to me. But, when it's time to make that 53, he don't need to be there. So they don't injure Dalton. Look, I'm for that. Like, I get it. I understand that. I'm about that. I'm all for that, 100%. But hey, when it's time to get down to the 53, he don't need to be in this thing. What they say, the book closed. We got Jameis Winston. Can't wait for the regular season, TJ. Yeah, I can't wait either. All right, they come straight to this a Saints channel or Saints post. Then the Saints coaching know that Ian Book was going to play the whole game, but yet they didn't coach him up to play. I mean, what were they coaching him up to do? Like, like this is preseason. This isn't like y'all have to understand. Preseason is like simplistic plays. Like, how many times did y'all see the same play over and over and over again? How many times did y'all see that naked bootleg to the right where he dump it off to a running back? I swear I seen that play at least 8-9 times. It is basically the most simplistic offense and the most simplistic defense that you can play. There are no exotic plays, right? There are no stunts. There's none of that stuff really going on in preseason, unless you just the biggest a-hole walking. Like, you remember that time when Greg Williams was in preseason, he was going against the San Francisco 49ers, and Jim Harbaugh got mad because Greg Williams kept on blitzing. Like, there's an understanding between coaches. Okay, man, I'm gonna do some zone, I'm gonna do some cover 2, I'm gonna do some man-to-man. And you know what I'm saying? It's in order for these coaches to get some tape, some film. Like nobody out there, nobody out there. Okay, Ian, look, it's your time to shine, baby. Need you to go for 300 yards. Like, no, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's very simplistic. So nobody, like, they didn't coach him up. You know, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the plays that the Saints were running. Ian Book was running them plays all in high school. That's how simplistic preseason is. That's how simple offensive and defensive playbooks is. Like like if you can't do that stuff, if you're looking bad like that, like plays that you've been running since Pop Warner, like ain't no helping you. Ain't no helping you, bro. Because guess what? The plays only gonna get more complicated during the regular season. Your Andy Dalton Cleveland idea is plausible scenario. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Same thing happened with Teddy B, right? Y'all remember when Teddy B played for the Jets? He had some good, he had really good preseason. He was supposed to be the backup for the Jets. And the Saints called up, right? And he ended up being a backup for the Saints. So, I mean, Cleveland, they don't know what's gonna happen with Deshaun Watson. Don't know if he's gonna have 8 games. The NFL pushing for the year. But you know what I'm saying? You got Jameis Winston, and then you can turn around and get Andy Dalton. You know what I'm saying? Like, and get some draft capital for him, maybe a player. Who knows? You probably gonna end up getting a linebacker. You know, Cleveland have some really good linebackers on their team. You know, so who knows? You play good enough, you might be able to make a trade for Andy Dalton. Now, I'm pretty sure he'll be chomping at the bit. He get an opportunity to play his old team, the Cincinnati Bengals, twice in a year. So I'm just saying, folks. Quan Baker, Traquan. Man, I'm still gonna roll with Traquan. I'm sorry, I'm still gonna roll with him. I mean, I don't know. He ain't that bad. Bobby Bear speaking on WWL, he just said the score doesn't matter. I agree. Execution is the key. He's also ran about Andy Dalton perfect quarterback read. Oh yeah, y'all knew y'all gonna hear about that from Bobby, man. Y'all be getting on Bobby about praising Andy Dalton. Now he got opportunity to do it. What about DeJohn Dixon? Do you think he will make the team? Yeah, I think he'll make the team. Probably on the practice squad though, but he'll make the team. He'll make the team. Let's see. Brandon think they trying to keep him injury free. He all we got behind Winston, and that can be counted on. Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, if a team gives you an offer that you can't refuse, are you gonna just not take it? You know, if a team is willing to give you, I don't know, a second round pick or something like that for Andy Dalton, you telling me you're not gonna take it? And second round pick and a linebacker, a really decent linebacker that can be a starter. You telling me you want to consider taking that? I don't know. If Teddy B gets the start in Miami, watch out. He ain't getting the start over Tua. he not getting the start over Tua. Herbert would praise Rex Gross, Abel. I guess you say Abel. I hope not. I'd rather keep Andy because Winston might get hurt. Yeah, I mean, he's a good backup good backup quarterback. But what I'm saying is, if a team calls you and give you offer you can't refuse for his services, you telling me that you wouldn't take it? I would. I'd rather keep Andy. Already read that. Book plays in practice, not in live game. Rookies or vets, he can't handle an offense. He panics on his errors, then switch to the run to make up make up his trauma. We need a quarterback. It's Hill, Garoppolo, something. That's what I'm saying. Like, think about that too. What if you can make a trade for a team? You know what I'm saying, like a Jimmy Garoppolo or something like that. Or what if the 49ers release Jimmy Garoppolo? You know what I'm saying? They just say if Jimmy like, well, can y'all please release me? And he end up getting released. And you telling me, a team call up, man, we want Andy Dalton. And you can probably get somebody like Jimmy G to back up Jameis Winston. I mean, Jimmy G not that bad. You know what I'm saying? To be like, he can't be a backup. I mean, this guy has went to the Super Bowl, an NFC Championship game. I'll take that as a backup. What about Kirk Merritt? Do you think he will make the team? I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough one right there. He didn't do anything to help his case tonight. I mean, he caught a pass, but I mean, I think that Dixon looked more impressive than he did. He was more productive. I'm ready for Jameis to bomb it to Chris Olave. I doubt they trade Dalton, especially if Ian is the only other quarterback option on the roster. I'm not saying they're gonna trade him. I'm just saying wouldn't it be intriguing if a team like called you and willing to give you something that you can't refuse? I'm selling all my Ian Book rookie cards for a 4-piece McNugget meal. Anybody interested? Too much. Okay. Too much right there. You know what I'm saying? You're asking for too much right here. The McNugget meals, they taste better than what we seen tonight. I mean, that did not taste good at all. Traquan be 50-50. The jump ball in the end zone should have been a touchdown. I agree with that. I will concede to that. You know, he did indeed drop a pass tonight. The Kevin White experiment must end unless it deals with special teams. And he ain't helped his cause either. He had a chance. He made it down there first as a gunner, and he missed the tackle. And the guy ended up getting a plus 15 yards. So it's not a good thing, you know, if you're trying for special teams, because clearly he wasn't in the game at all at the receiver. If you really notice, he was mostly playing on special teams. So that just seems like to me where they trying to put him. And you down there as a gunner, but you're not getting home. It's not a good thing. I still say it's a waste of a roster spot for the Saints to keep a third quarterback. I agree. We still have Gadget Taysom. He can be a 3. And I mentioned that. I said it. It's not like the Saints don't have a third-string quarterback. Taysom Hill can be the Saints quarterback. He can be the Saints quarterback. You know, if something was to happen, he can be a backup. Why don't we trade for Jimmy G and give 2 first-round picks and a player to be named? Give 2 first-round picks and a player to be named. What? Man, I ain't about to trade no. Man, hold on. Wait a minute. 2 first-round picks for Jimmy G?
Hell no. To the no. Hell to the no.
Ah, man. Nah.
Hell no. To the no. Hell to the no.
Nah, that ain't it, man. I ain't giving no 2 first-round draft picks for no Jimmy G. No way. Hell no. Fumbles on the goal line is what I call rigged. Now, if we rig a preseason, then we're in some bad shape, folks. Jimmy G contract is $25 million. I think not. Yeah. You got to be the Cleveland Browns to do something that stupid. Jimmy Garoppolo overthrows receivers. Yeah, he overthrows receivers, but he better than Ian Book. I wouldn't trade a third for Jimmy G. Man, I mean, I wouldn't trade a third either, like a 4th or a 5th for Jimmy G. Brian trying to set the franchise back a few years. 2 first-round picks. Nah, bro, that ain't it, man. No, sir. Book didn't have his Microsoft pad during the game. That's why he played bad. Well, it don't get more simpler than those plays the Saints were running. Roll out right. All them screen passes. I mean, 10 and ends. Like, man, it was some of the most, man, that was like some of the most simplistic offenses I've seen. Like, it ain't about to get more vanilla than that. Okay, if you wanted more vanilla than that, you'll probably have to go to Baskin Robbins. Seriously, if you cannot execute doing that, I don't know if you can be helped, man. I don't know if you can be helped. And the thing about it is, I'm concerned because the play where he threw an interception, the offensive line, the starting offensive line was in the game. You know what I'm saying? For, you know, like that's troubling, folks. That's troubling. Like they gave you the starting right and left tackle for your first drive. After Andy Dalton left, you still had, well, you didn't have Ramczyk, but you still had the majority of your offensive line. You still had Ruiz out there. Pete had, you know what I'm saying, one more series, and you still had James Hurst, and you still so you had time to deliver the ball, and you didn't get the job done. And you were still throwing it to like starters, right? Guys that might be considered in the wide receiver rotation. I don't want to say starters, but in the wide receiver rotation. So and you still had Olave out there because I want to say he threw the ball. He threw Olave his first catch. So you still had some starters out there. You still did get the job done. It's not a good thing, man. Well, we in very bad shape. Trevor Penning needs a lot more work to be a starter. Yeah, he needs to. Yeah, he raw, man. James Hurst winning right now. Ian Book is just an author. Good one. Nah, 2 firsts is crazy. Ain't no way. I was just trolling, TJ. What we trolling about? What we talking about, Jamal? I'm sorry. I didn't even realize what you were trolling about. Hello, family. Don't forget to hit the like button, support our podcast. Yeah, man. If you're watching right now, we got 327 people watching this right now. So actually, out of those 327 people that's watching, please hit the like button. I would really appreciate that. Football is back, man. Football is back. Let's see. We cannot make the mistake and download the ebook. We got a lot of book analogies here tonight. Ruiz isn't someone you trust as an offensive lineman. Played pretty damn good tonight. I can't talk about him too bad. He played pretty good tonight. He did pretty good tonight. Is it bad that I think Ruiz did really good tonight? I watched him. First drive, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I didn't watch the first drive actually live. I had to go and rewind it. And I put emphasis on watching the offensive line because that's a position that we were paying attention to. Cesar Ruiz looked really good. Cesar Ruiz probably did. I'm going to say McCoy did really good too. He probably did best out of the ones I looked at. He evaluated out the offensive line as far as that. Cesar Ruiz probably did second best. He did a good job tonight. So this isn't the night to criticize Cesar Ruiz. Penning going to need a year in the weight room to crack the starting lineup. I don't think his strength have anything to do with it, man. I think that he might struggle against finesse pass rushes, and that's not a good thing. The reason for all the rollouts was to simplify the game plan. Exactly, Tragic. Book was having trouble reading the field from the pocket. Absolutely. It wasn't until that's a good analysis right there, Tragic, because it wasn't until they started to roll out. And even Joel, the announcer mentioned that, right? He was like, man, why don't they try to get him on the move? And when they started to do that, it seemed like he was finding more success. But Tragic, that is not a good thing because that is not Saints football. That is not how the Saints operate. They never work like that. We know how the Saints offense work. They do their best work from in the pocket and instinctive passing, right? You know what I'm saying? At the end of your route, you turn around, ball right there in your hands. You know what I'm saying? So that's not the type of offense that the Saints run. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't until they actually started to do the rollouts and stuff like that, like you said, that's when he started to find success. But that is not a good thing when your starting quarterback cannot make plays from the pocket. Trevor Penning want to play dogfight with the team in practice, but he better learn real protection or he's out. He forget that part. Bruce, he's a rookie, man, so he gonna have to learn. He wasn't like a top 10. Everybody mentioned that. You know what I'm saying, during the mock draft and scout evaluation. Even though scouting they don't always know everything. I mean, they talked about how raw he was. So he wasn't as polished as some of these starting offensive linemen and these tackles that was like in the, in the top 10, right? He wasn't, he's not one of those guys. We knew that he was a raw talent. So he wasn't like some of these other guys. So it's going to take him some time. It's understandable, man. I mean, everybody's not going to come into the league being a world beater, but that doesn't mean that he might, the light won't come on for him. I wouldn't mind a 3-team trade between us, Cleveland, and Seattle. Browns get Dalton. We get Geno Smith to back up Jameis. Jared, I don't know, man. I don't think these teams it's not like basketball, right? Because you remember when the Saints tried to get Jadeveon Clowney, which it worked out in the Saints' favor. But you remember the Saints tried to do a little bit of a three-team trade in order to try to acquire him. And the NFL was like, no, sir. So I don't think you can do anything like that. You can't get like 2 and 3. You can't do like 3-team trades in the NFL. I'm sick of hearing people disrespect our Saints, especially living in the past in regards to make Winston. I can't wait to see our squad prove everyone wrong, regardless of how it looks now. Well, I think it looked pretty good. Like, well, I mean, they lost tonight, but they lost because your future UPS man or your FedEx driver was out there on the last drive. The look, and I don't mean to sound facetious when I say this, but the people that actually mattered look good to me. The people that I actually cared about seeing, they look pretty good. So all the rest of this stuff, like we getting like, I don't care about them losing. No, I don't. I didn't care about this game. I wasn't watching this like, come on, y'all need to win. They lost, whatever. But what I needed to see from the starters, like the Texans offense couldn't move an inch. That's what I'm looking at. The Saints executing offensively like that. You know what I'm saying? Like driving down the field, Callaway making plays, Traquan plus 15. Dwayne Washington out there running between the tackles, screen game looking good, offensive line looking good, great blocks. Man, that touchdown by Dwayne Washington, I'm like, that was like so perfectly executed by Andy Dalton and Dwayne Washington. You had two lead blockers out there, right? The dude was like, I mean, he bumped into these offensive linemen and still was able to get around them for the touchdown. I mean, it was perfectly executed. The players that we should be caring about and we know that are important to the success of this team did what they needed to do. That's the important thing. That's the part that matters. All the rest of that stuff, like, oh man, this dude didn't make the play. Like, if I take away from a game, I'm gonna have to count on Brian Allen to make a play for the Saints to win. I think I'm doing all right because I know Brian Allen ain't gonna be nowhere near the Saints in a starting rotation when the season starts. Seriously. So the people that actually mattered, they did what they needed to do. They showed me what they needed to show me. Anybody else did something in between like the third and fourth quarter with just icing on the cake. Everybody else, like Paulson Adebo, doing what he did in an actual game. Bradley Roby over there on the opposite side looking pretty doggone good. Malcolm Roach out there showing a lot of hustle. Like I think he had one of the plays of the night. It was a screen pass. Driscoll threw the ball. I want to say he threw it to one of the running backs for the Houston Texans. And, Malcolm Roach, like on the screen pass, you count on the defense to try to get penetration to get into the backfield, right? So Malcolm Roach was like rushing the quarterback and he turns back around and gets upfield and stops, and stops the running back before he makes a first down. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of hustle I'm looking at. Those are the type of plays that stood out to me. So I'm not concerned about no Brian Allen not making a play. Guy just made the team, on Wednesday? I don't even think he would have played if Smoke Monday didn't get hurt. I say we'll win around, or Alante Taylor, he probably wouldn't have played. I say we'll win around 10, 11 games this year. Okay. The Saints secondary is going to give quarterback fit this year, a lot of talent, and the scheme is next level. I agree. This was a screen pass. That was a screen pass. Awesome. Yeah, that was intriguing. Says super real. There's a huge difference between our starters and depth players. Exactly. So the people that was in there the first couple drives, those are the players that we should care about. I agree with you tonight, TJ. I like what I saw on the opening drive. The rest of the game was played by future car salesmen and delivery drivers. You got the XFL, you got the USFL, and you also got the Canadian Football League. So luckily, there's still some places these guys can go. They may want to hold on to number 40. Yeah, Chase Hansen. Yeah, hold on to him. I think they already know Olave going to be something special. I think they don't want to risk him, even though he's a rookie. I think they're being extra cautious with him. He was so good in this game, Chosen. He was open 3 times. Like seriously, I just think Andy Andy was giving the ball to who was supposed to get it at that time, but he was open on 3 plays. Like he was open like one play, he was like kind of waving his hand like I'm open, but it wasn't for him. It was, I want to say it was a pass that he threw to Adam Troutman. It was Adam Troutman when he got the first down or whatever. Denver Broncos 17, Dallas Cowboys 7. Penny cannot play without holding. Saints played pretty good, like as far as like with penalties. I think they only had 5 tonight, so that was, and a couple of them only came like late in the game. I'm okay with Olave only getting 1 series. Well, we know what that dude can do. We know what the Saints are going to do. What they're going to expect from him. But he's going to be special, man. Dennis Allen knows defense. We're going to be good. I mean, I think tonight showed he knows defense. Like I said, man, like don't let the last drive like completely negate what this defense did leading up into that final drive. I mean, the Houston Texans only had 39 yards in the second half. 39. Okay, they couldn't get past. They was like I want to say 1 of 10 on third down or something like that. It was like something crazy like that. I mean, those are still good statistical numbers. Don't let the final drive like overshadow what this defense did. I think they did a really good job tonight, and it was really impressive. Key players didn't play on defense, and they still look like championship defense. And that's something you should take away from the game, Eric. And I'm glad you said that. When you have Demario Davis sitting down, when you got Tyrann Mathieu sitting down, when you have Lattimore not even playing in the game, you got Cam Jordan on the sidelines. I mean, Yamada didn't play in this game, and yet these guys still was out there being formidable. That's pretty doggone impressive. Olave might not be tall enough to play wide receiver. He might be the next Brandon Cooks.
Hell no. To the no. Hell to the no.
I don't know what you talking about. I mean, Olave looked the part. That man is gonna be special, and he's better after yards after the catch than Brandon Cooks was. Brandon Cooks was a good solid receiver, but he rarely ever got yards after the catch. Like if you throw him the ball, he gonna catch it, but he gonna fall down or something like that. But he ain't gonna. And if he's like behind you, you know what I'm saying, he gonna outrun you. But I mean, Olave has he can go out there and get the contested catches. He can get yards after the catch. He has speed. He has elusiveness. I don't know. I disagree with that. Adebo looked well. We're going to have everything outside the numbers locked down. Yeah, Paulson and Adebo ready to take that next step. Hansen looked good too. Hansen was the player of the game, in my opinion. No, Chris Olave is a lot better than Brandon Cooks. He's a good route runner. I mean, Brandon Cooks is a really good route runner too. He just didn't get yards after the catch. He was just one of those guys. He was a solid receiver. Like you throw the ball to him, he'll catch it. He ain't about to get that yak though. What is your prediction on the Saints this season? That's coming up in a couple of weeks. I'm going to do a show dedicated to just that subject. So keep it locked right here to the state of the Saints. This is more than likely a top 3 defense this year. From top to bottom, this unit terrorize quarterbacks and make O-lines look bad. I think it's going to be a really good defense. It better be. Ryan Nielsen called the defense tonight. Yeah, they was fired up on their sidelines. The energy is different, like on the sidelines. With Sean Payton, it's a little bit more nip and tuck. These guys are like really emotional, and that kind of stuff is contagious right there. You want to play football, you want to execute, but you want to have fun too. I enjoyed the game. So happy football is back, and I believe that Allen is a good coach. I think he's going to do all right. Then going to do all right. Dalton looking good, not as good as Winston, but I'm liking the quarterback room with Dalton and Winston. Well, look, I don't want to compare the two. It's just it's a good problem to have because they both on the same team. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if something was to happen to Winston, you have yourself a solid backup that can come in and make some plays. Third down defense was outstanding. Will Lutz was money. Man, it's good to have Will Lutz back. Brandon Cooks missed the Saints. If Dalton played the whole game, Saints would have won his preseason. All good. Yeah, if the Saints starting rotation would have played this game, this game wouldn't have been close. Wouldn't have been close. It wouldn't have been close, folks. I'm watching players for depth. That's what I'm watching too. We have a lot of playmakers on defense. That's a good problem to have. That screen was vintage Saints. Yeah, that was classic right there. That was great execution. It's been a while since I've seen a screen pass work to perfection like that from the Saints. 2 hell no's, 5 last week. It was actually 3 tonight. 3 tonight, Barbara. Cooks only had 1 route. If it wasn't a go, it wasn't happening. He was good. You know what I'm saying? He was good on the post route too, across the field. Good on that play too. That was his bread and butter. And also, like the quick slant was his go-to on the right side, was one of his plays as well. Game was rigged. I had the Saints +3, and ML, no way they should have lost. Man, it's preseason. Okay, who betting on preseason games except some guy that need to call that number that's at the bottom of every lottery ticket, right? If you or a friend knows that, if it's you or a friend that's dealing with gambling, call 1-800-Gamblers Anonymous or some crap like that. That's what they need to call, okay? If you betting on preseason games, man, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't think you value your limbs, because I'm pretty sure you gamble with them quite a bit, because Frankie the Fish probably been knocking on your door quite a few times. The thing Trevor Penny was struggling with was the same thing he struggled with in college, those inside swim moves, and he will learn different techniques. He's just a rookie. He's going to be all right first game. Well, you have some really good defensive ends to help you with that. Olavi is 6 feet. Brandon is 5'10" and faster than Cooks. What dude talking about? He not, yeah, he is faster than Cooks. Cooks running like a 4.3. And we know that Chris Olave ran that 4.2. So yeah, I don't know what he talk. I don't know, man. I think he just looks at their size and just think and try to compare them. And also, both of them like first round draft picks, but they can be no real comparison to these guys. I'm trying to sit here and think, like, I don't think there's anything you can compare these two with, besides the fact that they both were first round draft picks. Just getting here, TJ. I thought Tony Jones was best for third running back tonight. What would your take on the running backs? I think Tony Jones looked pretty good. I think Abram Smith looked really good. I just think the fumble just kind of killed his momentum. Man, the same old fumbles are killing us. Yeah, man, ball security stunk tonight. But that's what was expected. We talked about that on last show. I said ball security. I said you probably going to see some guys ball on the ground, miss tackles, and we saw that tonight. Brandon Cooks played better his first preseason game. Man, Brandon Cooks was good for the Saints. I'm not going to say the man was like, I ain't going to say he was the best receiver in the league, but he was good for the Saints. Dennis Allen is filled with energy. I'm just ready for that Jameis bomb. Who that? TJ, when it comes to 4th and inches or short, why field goals or punts instead of going for it? Jerry, tonight it was mostly because of execution. You got to think about situational football in preseason. I know sometimes we want them to be like strategic and stuff like that in real game times, but a lot of the times what we're seeing is teams actually being aggressive in certain situations so they can have looks on film that they can actually evaluate in the film room. So that's probably why, you know what I'm saying, you probably seen some of them plays and going for field goals or going for punts when, you know what I'm saying, in short yardage situations. They need, first off, you need to evaluate your punt team. You need to also evaluate your short yardage offense. So a lot of the scenarios that the coaches choose is because they want to put it on film. TJ, that were the highlight of the night. I hear Hansen had a good game. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Chase Hansen played the best tonight out of I mean, he stood out. They had some guys that played well, but he stood out. Seeded and played great. He didn't really play at all, to be honest with you. He was out there a couple plays, but he had one tackle, I want to say. It was a good sound tackle. Yeah, I think him and Paulson Debo kind of gained up on a tackle. Do you think Jameis is a dark horse MVP? No, I don't. I don't. Like, I think that Jameis is going to play well this season, but I don't think he's a dark horse MVP. Comeback player of the year, maybe. MVP, no, I do not. Why don't we give Colin Kaepernick a trial and see if he can make the team as a third-string quarterback for 3? I don't think you need a third-string quarterback, Brian. I mean, most teams don't carry 3 quarterbacks on their team. Most teams carry 2. So the Saints have Jameis and they have Andy. And there's no need to carry a third quarterback. I mean, why carry a third quarterback, a third clipboard holder? I mean, the way that the rules are structured in today's NFL, you can't even sneeze on a quarterback. So the chances of you actually going to your third string quarterback in an actual game are very slim to none. Like, we talking about an outlier, an anomaly. So I don't really think that you need a third string quarterback. I think you should take that spot and fill it somewhere else. You don't need Ian Book. You got Dalton and you got Winston. And if Winston, was to go down, then Andy Dalton come in. And then, like I said, in emergency situations, you have Taysom Hill still out there. So you still got yourself a third string quarterback if you was to really need to go to one. Yo, Brian, Saints lost, bro. Raiders fans here digging the content. Keep it up. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, Smoke, man. Y'all have a good season as well. There's a lot of promise, a lot of talent. Las Vegas has, you know what I'm saying? Las Vegas has. So I know you looking forward to seeing what these guys can do. Thank you for being here, man. Shouts out to all the NFL fans of teams that come in and stop by to hear about football. Appreciate that, man. Sean Payton kept the sideline serious, no emotion. I mean, you got to coach the team the way you want to coach it. You got to coach it your way. You got to do it your way. You can't be like everybody else, okay? You can't be like this guy, that guy. You can't be like, okay, I'm gonna do this because it worked for him. You got to be your coach. And I like Dennis Allen doing things his way. Some of these players know they're not making a team. I hope so. I hope they ain't lying to themselves. I hope they ain't lying. You think we're good enough to make it to the playoffs? Yes, I do. Defense is strong. I agree. Why I think I already read that, Brian. But like I said, I don't think it's necessary. Some of those sacks Ian took in the fourth quarter is going to leave a bookmark, and he may need a new book cover. He just a lot of book analogies here tonight. Aaron Smith looked good, just needs to hold on to the ball on goal lines. We would have won the game if he scored there. I agree. Got to hold on to the football. I don't care how good you are. There's a lot of guys in this league used to be in this league that can tote the mail, but suffer from fumbleitis. You bet in a preseason game, you might have a gambling addiction. Might. Hey, you definitely have one. I got a Greyhound bus ticket home. He off the payroll. Says Mickey Lewis. I like that picture of Mickey Lewis. It got that cheesy smile on his face. You think the Vikings have our number? And no, I don't. No, I don't. I don't think they have our number. I know we lost to them in a playoffs, but I don't think they have our number. It's just unfortunate that we always lose to them in those moments. But hey, the time that we did beat them, it gave us a chance to go to the Super Bowl. So in the playoffs, not regular season. Lone gunman in the playoffs, not regular season. I like Tony Jones. Yeah, Tony Jones needs to step it up in a regular season and not just in the preseason. I got a notification NFL mobile app. Andy Dalton still has it. He's a very good veteran to have. I agree. Brian Kelly made Ian Book look like his starting quarterback. LSU is in good hands. I mean, Ian Book was the most winningest quarterback in Notre Dame history. That's what they always say. But that with Jonathan Vilma say, Jonathan Vilma, like, that's not helping you now. TJ hit me with the hell now a couple of weeks ago when I asked you about Tony Jones Jr. What did you ask me? Refresh my memory. I got to make sure that I hit the hit. I can't be hitting the hell now just to be hitting the hell now. All right. We gotta have reasons to hit it. Then it would be redundant. LOL, I took a risk with house money and took a L, but I do this betting on the NFL, my guy. I can't bet on no preseason game, man. I can wait. Okay. I can wait, man. I don't think I want to put my hands. I don't think I want to put $1,000 in the hands of Brian Allen. You know what I mean? At least let me put my $1,000 in the hand of Lattimore or Debo or something. I ain't look Brian Allen. Like, think about this. If you put $1,000 on the Saints game tonight, Brian Allen cost you $1,000. Like, in a couple of weeks, this dude don't make the team. You probably forget who Brian Allen is. You seen that Bills punter? Yeah, he punted the ball 82 yards, right? 62 yards, and then it rolled for a total of 82. So, yeah, I seen that. They're going to drug test that boy after that game, I'm sure. Book started 1 game, 2 years compared to 10. Man, that man is not it. I don't want to see Andy Dalton this year. If we see Dalton, that means something happened to James. Good point. But it's good to know that he still got some talent left in the tank. If the Saints stay healthy, I say they win between 9 and 11 games. Okay, pretty fair. I got hell no when I suggested nobody was scoring the Saints till week 5. That boy Penny was not looking so hot. You're a rookie, man. Come on, man. Look, everybody about to start out looking like Larry Allen out there, okay? Give the man a chance. He a rookie. I did a free $20 bet on one website for my birthday last year. I used it on the Halloween game against the Bucks and won. Well, that's using your $20, right? I wouldn't use that $20 on no preseason game. Brandon McGowan, their fan base is pretty much. TJ, they had folks doing football boards for this game. Times must really be tough. Well, gas, even though it's going down a little bit, it's still high. And then, people still out here, man. Monkeypox out here. People sick, got to stay at home. COVID kind of flaring up again. People staying off work. Got to get in where you fit in, I guess. But I don't know. I don't think I won't bet on no preseason game. TJ, they had folks doing football boards. I already read that. We beat the Vikings to the Super Bowl. Yeah, and we beat them in a regular, a couple of times in the regular season. Don't gamble. Are you a Falcon fan or something? If you're a Falcon fan, why in the world would you gamble? Why would you gamble on the Falcons? My goodness. That's one team I would not want to bet on. Traquan Smith is in a battle for a roster spot. For him to miss that pass in the end zone not helping his cause. I agree with that. If I'm mad enough to sit up here for 30 minutes to go and talk about this man and say all these things, I'm man enough to say he definitely fighting for a roster spot after that. The 7 Ward bookies would a preseason better. DJ, would you rank the Saint jersey from 1 to 6? For me, is 1 color rush, 2 black and gold, 3 white and gold, black and black, white on black. I mean, white on white and white and black. I don't see nothing wrong with that. What I think, I don't know about the 6 variations, but I think the color rush is the best, and the second best to me is the black on black. I don't really too much like the black and gold. They do too much losing in that. that black jersey with the gold pants, I don't really like them wearing that. They've been they got a very bad record. You know what I'm saying? Over the last 5 years, out of all the variations, when they wear black and gold, they won't win that much. Colston didn't look good in camp, but came on afterwards. Yeah, that's true. Why did Chris Olave play a lot? He only caught 1 ball, and that's it. He didn't really play that much. We played like 2 series. That was it. Open up the phone lines and see if everyone is sleeping. Man, I'm about to end this show like real soon, man. It's been a long day. I actually went out to Georgetown, South Carolina. I had to work an event for like 4 hours. Then I got back home. I had to, settle my son down when I got him from the babysitter. Then my wife got home. You know what I'm saying? I had to talk to her and, spend a little time with them before, I start watching the game. Yeah, but I'll definitely, going to be back, and I'll open up the phone lines for the final thoughts of week one, and I'll get everybody's opinion then. It's kind of late anyway, too. It's almost 1:00 here. Hey, TJ Jones, let Ian Book stay up here in Texas. Ian Book didn't need to come back to New Orleans. Can somebody please tell Coach Dennis to cut Ian Book tonight? Ian Book trash. Well, they're going to keep him, man, because you got to keep the guy on the roster because you don't want to hurt the quarterbacks you got. Are you concerned about the Saints? No, I am not. Okay. If I was relying on these guys that were playing in the third and fourth quarter to win me some games, yes, but I'm not. So I'm not concerned about it. Did I hear Traquan Smith? Honestly, Penning had some mess ups, but it would be different if he was on the right side. That's why he gave a sack and a hold, because he's trying to throw defenders. Well, he'll learn, man. I mean, this ain't college, and this ain't Northern Iowa. So Ian Book St. Jersey is $129.99, and that's $100 and $120 too much. The way he played tonight, and I wouldn't pay for it anyway because I'm pretty sure if there are Ian Book jersey in circulation, it's gonna be on clearance in the next couple of weeks. Y'all know Traquan Smith is making the team no matter what. Deal with it. Pretty much. I think he's going to make the team. Why be concerned with a preseason game where no one is playing? I'm not concerned about it. I was more concerned about execution. Saints look good, though. The Saints that mattered. The Saints that mattered in this game, the ones that you counting on to win this year, look good. And that's what mattered to me. Saints will be all right. One of our better teams over the years. I agree with that. The black on black will look nice with the new black helmet. I agree. I think they need to do that. I think Cam had it with the color red jersey. I ain't like that. I love the all black. That look menacing. Yeah, that do. I like the all black, and then when like they come out with like the gold cleats and stuff like that. TJ, you catching any Saints game this season? Yeah, man. I'm going to the Falcon game. I'll be at the week one game, and pretty sure I'm going to a couple of home games. I'll be down there. I'm gonna get my frequent flyer miles in, man. I'm gonna be doing some flying. I'm gonna do some flying this year. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna run into quite a few of y'all when the season starts. Yo, TJ, how many starters you think gonna play in the next game? I think you're gonna see most starters playing the next game against Green Bay. I think you're going to see more starters. But the thing about it is, here's the plus. Nobody got injured. There were no injuries in this game. Like, who got hurt? I ain't see anybody get hurt, so that's a good thing. That's a plus. That's what you want. You want some guys to be able to put some stuff on footage and nobody get hurt. So it's good to see that didn't happen. Which line? I don't think on either side. So that's a good thing. Which linebackers will make the cut in your opinion? Well, I'm not a betting man, but I think Demario Davis is gonna make the cut. P. Warner gonna make the cut. Caden Ellis gonna make the cut. Based on what I've seen right now, Chase Hansen gonna make the cut. Andrew Dowell for his special teams contributions is gonna make the cut. The rest of the guys out there, they kind of, guys like Zach Bourne and all them, they kind of on borrowed time, in my opinion. I didn't even see Zach Bourne tonight. Did y'all see Zach Bourne? And if he was out there, he ain't do nothing. So pretty much, as to what I'm saying, Dalton should get wild first half, and Ian Cook, was it Ian Cook should the second. I can't watch another 3 quarters of Pooh Book. Oh my goodness, man. Hey, but no, man, why are we gonna put Andy Dalton out there? We've seen what we need to see. It's kind of the same thing with Jameis, right? When he played against Jacksonville. right? When he got a chance to start, he had that one good series, and the Saints just pulled him after that. Two series, and the Saints pulled him. TJ, y'all pray for me next week. My dad and I are traveling to Cleveland, Ohio to visit my aunt. Well, yeah, man. Safe travels to you. We definitely gonna be praying for you, man. Sewell looked good. Yes, Sewell looked good. Yeah, he did. Y'all like my catch? Yeah, the one catch for 15 yards. Yeah, that was actually good because it converted. It ended in the first down, but it ain't like that drop in the back in the end zone. We needed that one, man. We needed that one. Jules says, I will let the younger players start in the preseason game. Yeah, but I think you got to start revving it up, man. A lot of hands on hips, bad conditioning. A lot of them guys, man, they was winded out there. So I think these guys need to play a little longer. Leaving Kenner Wednesday morning to arrive in Cleveland later during the day, but we'll be back Saturday. Okay. Safe travels to you, man. Penny looked like second coming to Pete. Man, come on, man. The dude just got here. I mean, what y'all, man? Man, my goodness, man. Tough crowd. Let's see who had a drop in the end zone, TJ. Hey, Tre'Quan Smith. He had a drop in the back of the end zone, man. Ian Book probably I'll say the second best pass he threw that night. And it slipped right through Tre'Quan's hands. Let's see. Sad part, Book better than Hill. What's up from the West Bank? I don't know now. I don't know after watching this game. I think Taysom might be better. The play calling even even other vanilla was nice. Yeah, I mean, that's what you're gonna get in preseason. I had to catch it his though. Yeah, you had it, but you dropped it. Trade Kevin White and Traquan for Roquan. Blood chicken gumbo, beignets, frozen crawfish, and a second, third round pick. You gonna trade Kevin White for Traquan to acquire Roquan Smith.
Hell no, to the no, hell to the no.
Boy, if you don't get,
man, that ain't happening nowhere. That ain't happening nowhere. Ian think he's throwing alley oops to centers. He think he throwing the ball to Yao Ming out there. I mean, you overthrowing 6'4", 6'5" guys, and you 6 feet tall. Man, that man putting that football out there. Debo had such an amazing coverage. The wide receiver pushed for the catch. Yeah, I mean, and then man, he had like one play, man. I mean, it was like one play, man. He just shot. Man, he just shot through the coverage, man, to make that tackle in the backfield. I was like, man, my goodness. I mean, it was just amazing, man. The way this dude was flying to the ball. That guy's gonna be something good. I pray for his his health because he can be, he on his way. What up, OG Jared Poor? Ian Book was a waste of a 4th round draft pick in 2021. Yeah, you probably could have did something better with that. TJ, that sucked considering we were defending Traquan yesterday. Yeah, it does suck. But hey, sometimes you say things that don't work out your way. It don't, it happens. He definitely didn't help the cause. And I definitely wish there was 30 minutes of my life I had back. The Saints better get help at linebacker. I think they played pretty good tonight. Linebacker tonight was probably one of the best positions. And we up here, worried about him. That was probably the best position. Listen, Abram Smith, son, if you're going to work for me, I'm going to say this one time. Don't fumble inside the one. For real. Because Penny letting the defense get the Book almost every play. Man, Book had time. He had a couple plays where he can actually read a book, and he still didn't deliver the ball. He had one play. This dude had perfect protection. He still overthrew a wide receiver on the right side. Let me see. Trade Smith for a cheerleader. Let's see. TJ, what did we look like at tight end? Tight end looked pretty good. Nick Fournette made a play. Adam Troutman made some plays. Juwan Johnson made a couple catches. Yeah, I think they look good. Sorensen can go sit down somewhere. Hardcore Holly can exit stage left. I don't have the Hardcore Holly soundbite anymore, but yeah, he can go sit down somewhere. Yeah, he ain't making the team. He can go sit down and, I think he won a Super Bowl, so, at least he got that going for him. TJ said, read a book. Trevor Penny must be a librarian the way he let the defense check out a book. Again, they should have taken Desmond Ridder. I don't know, man. I don't know if you need to take him. I mean, you got Andy Dalton, you got Jameis. I don't think you needed him. Now, I think that's the way the Saints were looking at him. We could put Stevie Wonder at quarterback, and he would read the defense. Oh, man. I say give Book a chance. He doesn't get rid of the ball quick enough. You say give him a chance. He just does, man. I give him a chance to do what? What are we actually giving him a chance to do? Like, he's not going to be a starting quarterback. He's not going to be the backup quarterback. What are we giving him a chance to do? I mean, what are you trying to be? What are you trying to do at quarterback, right? Are you trying to you trying to play, right? Well, what do we give him a chance? Like, he not gonna ever, to me, he never gonna outplay Jameis Winston. He never gonna outplay Andy Dalton. So why is he still on the team? Why are we doing this? Oh, Sorensen, hope his name right under Smith for cutting. Hey, TJ, I know you said you want to give these unknown, unproven linebackers a chance, but what if they end up like the receivers last year? But, I mean, they look pretty good. They look pretty good. I didn't see, honestly, the linebackers tonight starting in that rotation look pretty good. I mean, Chase Hansen looked good. Sewell looked good. Man, like the linebackers, they was making plays. If I want to evaluate positions, the linebacker position wasn't bad tonight. This is not the night to talk about the linebackers and say how much we need linebackers. Not in this game. I mean, I seen sure tackling. I seen these guys making plays in coverage. I mean, Chase Hansen even came up with an interception. I don't know, folks. This ain't the night. That's all I'm saying, man. Like, they played pretty well. And I understand what you're saying, but I don't know, man. This ain't the night. They did pretty well. If what we're asking linebackers to do is play sideline to sidelines, play with aggression, do sound tackling, they did all that tonight. So let's see how this goes. And like I said, I mean, the Saints, they have not shied away from being aggressive to sign and try to get guys that they feel like will help this team win. So if they feel like they need to go in that direction, I don't think this is going to be a repeat of last year. TJ, the Who That Nation is just spoiled and prisoners of the moment. The O-line that Book had was open like 7-Eleven. If Ian Book hurry up, got time to come to Baton Rouge and help Southern take on LSU next month. Look, I mean, I already said it. I said this on Twitter. I said, Ian Book still have a chance to replace Drew Brees because I know NBC still looking for a color commentator to do Notre Dame games. So if he still want to replace Drew Brees, he still got a chance to do so because he damn sure ain't going to do it as a quarterback in the NFL. Let me see. Ian Book himself out of New Orleans. Tired of that dude. These Ian Book jokes are hilarious, man. Caden Ellis bald. Yeah, Ian was the problem tonight, period. TJ, did Ian look that bad? He looked that good, my friend. I love the live stream. TJ, keep up the great work. St. Marcus, thank you, man. Appreciate that, St. Marcus. Kentavia Street, barbecue, Aaron Rodgers ribs next week. Once again, this was preseason and we have room to grow and improve. Yep. Yeah, man. But all in all, it was good to watch. Look, football is back. I'm loving it. Shouts out to everybody in the chat. 321 people watching this thing live right now. I ask that you hit the like button if you have not already. I ask that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. This is a very interactive New Orleans Saints channel. We, as y'all can see, we read comments. We talk about comments. You all steer the direction of the show. And shouts out to everybody that makes the show what it is. Hopefully, the new listeners and the new viewers of this podcast won't be the last time and they hit that subscribe button, and they hit that like button. Also, previous episodes available on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM. Also, you can check out the Facebook page, facebook.com, search The State of the Saints Podcast. You can follow me on Twitter at TJAYJones8. Hope everybody has a good night. Calm down. It's just preseason. No, the Saints didn't get the win tonight, but we've seen a lot of really good things, a lot of good players stepping up, showing us that what we seen in training camp is just a little piece of what they can actually bring to the table this season. Yes, there are a lot of guys out here that need to find themselves working at 24-hour fitness, LA Fitness, Fitness USA, you know what I'm saying, fitness door to door, anytime fitness. That, yeah, you're going to see a lot of those guys working there, and you're going to be like, man, didn't I see you play for the Saints last week? You're going to see a lot of that, okay? But don't let those guys discourage you. This is a really good team, and there were a lot of positive things that we've seen out here, and there's a lot of things that got us looking forward to the regular season. But the Saints are on to Green Bay. They're taking on the Green Bay Packers on next week. And, of course, throughout the week, we're going to be talking about the New Orleans Saints and some of the things we've seen, and also getting you geared up for the preseason week 2 matchup. What players are going to play in this game? The Saints are going to bring in some of the players that we didn't see this week, maybe for some of them to get some reps. What are the Green Bay Packers are going to do? Are we going to see some players out there on their end? Keep it locked right here to the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. Until next time, all I got to say is,